I want you to help me welcome Nicole Binion tonight. Come on. There's a river whose streams make glad the city of our God. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of our God. So I will rejoice, I will rejoice and be glad. My depressed days are over. I will. I made up my mind. I will. I'm gonna be glad. Come on, Nicole.
There is a fountain,
Oh my,
full of grace,
oh my.
that flows from Emmanuel's veins. Oh, yes, it does. There is a fountain so full of grace that flows from my Savior's veins. See, I know 'cause it came and it healed me. It came and refreshed me. It came and washed my sins away. So I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad. Oh yeah, I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad.
I need somebody to get up on your feet and say that. Come on.
I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad. You've been so good, Jesus. I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad. There is a fountain full of grace that flows from Emmanuel's veins. Has anybody been cleansed at a fountain
Yes, I have.
that flows from Emmanuel's veins? See, I know for myself 'cause it came and it healed me. It came and refreshed my soul. It came and washed my sins away. I will rejoice. Oh yeah, I will rejoice. And put on my garment and praise and be glad. Be glad. I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad.
I need to hear you all over the world. Lift up your voice and declare.
I will rejoice.
I will.
I will rejoice.
I'm gonna be glad. No matter what comes my way, I will
Rejoice. I will rejoice.
I'll be glad. Say it one more time, church.
I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad.
Rejoice in the Lord. And again, I'll say it. Rejoice in the Lord. I need somebody to get it right here.
I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad. I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Listen, hit that like button. Tag somebody, get somebody in here and say, we getting ready to go in. We in week 3. Talk about finding balance. You don't want to miss it. It's so critical that you tune in. Week 3. So do me a favor. Let me know where you coming from. Let me know where you watching and why you doing it. It don't cost you a quarter. Just hit that like button, tag somebody, and help us spread the good news. I thank you for tuning in Wednesday of our midweek service. Through it all, God is still good. If you believe that, just put amen in the comments and let me know who I got. Talk to me. You know, let's have a conversation, right? Because I think we're going to go there tonight, right? We're talking about finding balance. We've been on this series in this week 3. We getting ready to get started. About 30 more seconds. Come on, bring somebody with you. You know, before the pandemic, you had to go pick them up. But now, times are changing. Well, all you have to do is just hit a button. That's all you have to do. And then there go the invitation right there. Boom, you done your part. I sent them, I tagged them, I sent it to their Facebook. You done your part. So invite somebody. Just do your part, right? If everybody do their part, this world be a better place. We talking about finding balance. Thank everybody for tuning in. Let me know who we got. We getting ready to go in and take it there. Thank you for tuning in. Another week. He's still good. Amen. Yep. Come on, let's get started. We already a couple minutes. Got Lady on here. We got Kelly. We're a couple minutes behind. Hit that like button and let somebody know we in there. All right. Week 1. Let's go back and recap, class. We're in class right now. Week 1, we talked about getting some rest, right? Week 2, we talked about have that conversation with your family. And week 3, we're going to talk about minimizing the toxin. Yeah, that's right. Minimizing the toxin. The definition for minimize is to reduce something, especially something unwanted or unpleasant, to the smallest possible amount or degree. Let me read it one more time. The meaning of minimize means to reduce something, especially something unwanted or unpleasant, to the smallest possible amount or degree. We're talking about minimize toxins, right? Because let's be honest. You can't just eliminate everybody from your life. Let's just be honest, right? And let's agree that the people that are in your lives, they can be toxic. Let's just be honest. You got some family that could be toxic. You got some co-workers that could be toxic. You know, you could be in a relationship that's toxic. You might even, your kids might even be toxic. So what I'm saying is, in order for us to find balance, we're going to have to minimize it. You can't just, certain people, you can't just X them out your life. You got to learn how to deal with them, right? And we're going to talk about it tonight. How do you just bring it down a little bit, right? I can't go upside your head and just get you out of my life, because that ain't going to work. So we're going to learn how to minimize you being stupid. That's just being honest. Some people just going to be stupid, but us as people that's mature and that's balanced, you got to learn how to deal with it. We're going to talk about it, all right? Come on, let's go. Avoid toxic people if possible, right? What people should you avoid? Here we go. We're going to talk about it. Avoid complainers, whiners, and poor attitude. them the three right there. You should just try to avoid them as much as possible. If you know they got a reputation of complaining every time they come in your presence, go somewhere. Go. They always whining about something. They got a bad attitude. One thing I hate when somebody complain about something, right? You know what you signed up for. You went, ain't nobody forced you to put no gun in your head and make you go to that office and check off everything that you crying about. So that's what makes the situation so toxic. And it make it so frustrating because you asked for this. Now here you complaining. Now you just breaking my mood down. We all signed up for this. I don't want to be out here in 103-degree weather, but I know what I signed up for. So you got to try to avoid people that are always complaining about. Listen, if you don't like it, just quit. But complaining do not fix the situation. It don't fix what you're going through. You got a poor attitude. Just don't care about nothing. You just, your attitude just so poor, just so bad. It's sickening. You got to avoid those type of people because if you don't, they're going to always bring you down. They're going to always get you out your character. They're going to always make you mad and frustrated. So what we do, we avoid complainers, whiners, and poor attitude, right? And one thing you got to learn when dealing with people, you can only change yourself, right? You know, we have this thing to where we try to change other people. But let's be honest, we can't. It's certain people, let's be honest, it's certain people that you would never be able to change. You would never be able to get them advice to start doing right. And you have to come to the realization that you will never change, right? And so for me to keep my peace, for me to stay where I need to be, I gotta learn you. I gotta change the way I deal with you. See, a lot of times it don't be the toxic people in your life. It's the reason that you never learn how to deal with them yet. Because if you learn how to deal with toxic people, you won't allow them to get you out your character. So when you know that you got to be in my life, it's no way around it. We kin, we blood. Oh, it's no way. So you have to learn those people. You have to figure those people out. You know, you can try to change others, but you will not succeed when doing it. I thought I had a message or something. I don't know. The best way to address the situation is to change how you perceive and how you react to it. That's it, right? Once you learn how to react to toxic people, you good. Because they won't get under your skin. They won't cause you to flash out. They won't cause you to curse them out from A to Z. Why? Because I know you. I know you, and I know you're not going to change. So instead of me stressing, losing sleep, worrying about you change, I'm just going to change how I deal with you. We're going to talk about it. Some people just will never change. We talked about that in week 1. Let's just be honest. They'll never change. They'll never change. And it's cool. It's cool because, you know, people that's balanced, they could deal with people. You can learn how to deal with people. And that just, it helps you. It helps you get better. It helps you get better as a, you know, especially if you're a leader, as you're a supervisor, learning how to deal with toxic people, learn how to deal with, you know, all people. It helps you. So quit thinking that everybody gonna change to make you feel better. You know, sometimes you just gotta learn to live with toxic people and just change you and how you deal with them. Right? I mean, it's just what it is. You got some family members that's toxic, but you can't do it. You know, you got to go around them, but you got to learn how to deal with them. Right? But here's the thing. When you're dealing with toxic people, be very clear about what you stand for, right? Be very clear about what you stand for, what you're not gonna tolerate. I understand that you crazy, but just be very clear. A lot of times, we leave gray areas, so it leave room for people to be stupid. But if you just be clear from the gate, listen, don't. I don't go for that. All right, I don't rock like that. We ain't gonna do. I never did that. I don't plan on doing that. Be clear from the gate when you're dealing with toxic people. Look, don't play with me like that. All right, I don't play with other folk kids. Ain't nothing. I'm just saying I don't play. Right, you gotta let them know. Look, don't play with me. Just I'm saying, do not play. I don't play around. I don't joke. I don't do that. Let them know from the jump. Cause here's the thing: once you start, it's hard to stop. Just like a supervisor. Once you start playing with people, that it's hard to stop. Now you trying to get them to be serious. You trying to get them to work, trying to do right. They don't even respect you because you done joke so much with them. No, I don't, because I know what come with it if I go down that road. No, so I'm not. No, I can't. Don't play with me. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna talk about. We ain't gonna crack jokes. You got to be firm from the start. Some cases people just don't know where you stand. So they going to say stupid stuff. So they going to do stupid stuff. They going to try to get over with you with stupid stuff. Why? Because they don't know where you stand. If you let people know this, I don't tolerate that. This your first and last time doing it. And mean what you say. Because it's certain stuff that'll tick you off. So you correct that the first time it happened. Don't play with me. Don't call me out my name. We ain't gonna joke. You ain't gonna pat me on my so we ain't gonna play no gay games. Listen, when I was in prison, I ain't do none of that. I ain't talk to nobody. I don't play around. I ain't come to sit on your bunk. We ain't about to hang out. We ain't about to talk. You ain't about to give me no food. Listen, don't offer me nothing. I'm cool. I'll wait. If I ain't got no food, I'll wait the child come around. So you let them know from the jump. So I ain't had no issues, right? So if you be firm with people from the gate, nah, big dog, I don't rock like that. But if you don't let people know what you stand for, they'll mess over you. That's like you getting in a relationship. Instead of you telling people, look, I ain't accepting that. Now you done let them drag you and treat you like a dog. Why should they change? You done let them got away with it for years. They done treated you like a dog. They made you look stupid. They ain't married you. They ain't done nothing. They done done that for years. But if you would have been firm from the start, like this what I want, this my goals, and this what I'm gonna get. I'm not settling. I'm not gonna take no shortcuts. Then you'll be well on your way. But if you don't be firm with toxic people from the beginning and you let it just go, oh man, you playing with a dangerous thing, man. So you have to be firm from people from the start. Listen, all right, cool. I don't do this. I don't want to do this. I'm not gonna settle to do this. It ain't nothing that I'm bougie. It ain't nothing that I'm better than you. It just I do not tolerate this. It's very important. And be firm when needed. Sometimes you just got to be firm with people, right? Be firm, stick to your boundaries. It don't make you say you got to be hard or you just got to be this tough guy. Just be firm, stand on what you say. Draw the line. Listen, I do not tolerate that. Period. A lot of y'all relationships, that's in relationships and marriage, it'd be a whole lot better if you just be firm. Tell them, like, listen, don't do that. It ain't, if you know something gonna bother you, why you allow people to do it? If you know something get on your nerves, why would you allow people to keep doing that around you? It ain't about, no, just let them know. Like it bothers. Sit down, have a conversation. That's why it's so important to open your mouth and tell people. Talk. It ain't about this. No, it's about communicating and letting them know. Listen, we ain't gonna do that, right? I'm not gonna tolerate that. Be firm and stand on what you say. Don't go to say you say one thing, now 30 minutes later you compromising. No, you stand on what you say. If he gonna leave you, let him leave. If she gonna leave you after you done said what you said, let him leave. Bye. You can't accept no bye. I'm not compromising. I'm not giving in because I know if I compromise, it's just hurting me. It's gonna cause me to do stuff that I really don't want to do. It's gonna put me in a place where I'm really not happy because I'm a compromise for something that I said in my life that I never do. So you be firm from the beginning, right? That's how we find balance. Standing on what you say, being a man or woman of your word. And this is a good one right here. Ignore them. I'm gonna be honest with you. Kelly have one of the coldest ignore games ever I done met. People don't understand the power in ignoring people, right? It's different, if I'm knowing that, you love somebody or you just can't cut them off, but ignoring the people that you gotta, be around. Sometimes ignoring people, it humbles them. And I'm telling you, if you ignore people, just being quiet says a lot, right? I'm telling you, ignoring is effective in the right moments, though, right? Let's take it back. If you ignore people in the right moments, the moment got to be right. That's where you got to be mature at. You just can't go ignoring them just for everything. But if you know when, you know what? I'm just going to ignore you because I see now you just being stupid. So you know what? I'm going to ignore you, right? Knowing when to ignore people when they being toxic, knowing to ignore people when they doing something that you don't like is very powerful. I'm telling you. See, here's the issue. When you respond to toxic people, you give them a reason to keep doing what they doing. I just freed a lot of people. When you respond to that foolishness, when you respond to that, you give them a reason to keep going, to keep continuing their behavior. But if you ignore them, that's a sign. Look, I don't tolerate what you're doing. So until you change the way you thinking or till you change the way you talk, you just gonna be talking to yourself because you're not gonna get no response out of me. I'm telling you, Kelly got one of the coldest ignored games. I gotta do extra stupid, crazy stuff to even get her to say something sometimes. Her ignoring me throughout the years, I'm telling you, that drives me more. When you don't say nothing, you just walk around the house, don't say nothing. I don't get no text, no call. If I call, you don't answer. You don't even press the no button. And I know you looking at your phone. You just let it. That's one of the most driving. It's power in ignoring people. I'm telling you. You ignore them and don't respond to that foolishness. Cause some people, you just stupid. I'ma just let you stupid until you learn, till you just stop talking crazy. I'm ignore you. Ignore them, don't respond. There's power. There's power in ignoring them. Right? If you just ignore, they don't have a choice. That's it. They either shut up or they're gonna go bother somebody else. Not only that, it hints to them that their behaviors, it lets them know that I'm doing something wrong, right? When you ignore people, they automatically get a thought in their head. I done said something stupid. I done done something stupid. I'm doing something wrong. So it's power in ignoring people, right? Well, people know when you're ignoring them, they know it's an issue. I done something that made you mad. I'm doing something that you don't like. So you can rest assured, it don't take a rocket science. They gonna know. Everybody know if somebody ignoring you, you done something stupid. You done said something stupid. You done something toxic. It just is what it is. Ignoring people have power, right? And another thing that, people do, they take it personally. They take everything that people do, they take it to heart. You can't take toxic people what they do. What's wrong with this doggone thing, man? You can't take what they do to heart. You can't, they just toxic. But you take it to heart, you're gonna be frustrated. Cause you just, I don't know what's wrong with this doggone thing. It's just going crazy. Don't take it personally. Look, I'm just, you know what? I know it ain't me. It ain't me. It's you. I'm just be honest. It ain't me. It's just you. You stupid. So I'm not gonna get in my feelings because I know you just stupid. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that. So you can't take it. Most times these people behave the same way around others people. Just accept they stupid. Right? And a lot of times you be dealing with people and you think it's just you that they doing it to. Man, they do that to everybody they come around. Just some people just ignorant, right? They just ignorant. And if you want to learn, see, we're talking about how do you learn how to deal with toxic people. If you ever in the I learned a lot, when I came back working with Alfred, right? Sometimes, people that give me a hard time, I'll watch how he handle them. We get in a conversation, I don't say nothing. I just sit back and I just pay attention how he handle them. And the whole time I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring them out because he know them better than me. So he know everybody that's under him. So he know them. He know how they work. He know what they do. So instead of me thinking, oh, it's just me, you know what? I'm gonna figure them out first, right? So what I do is we get around. I see how he handle them. So now I see, oh, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing he do. So that's how the same way you got to be with people. If you think it's just you, just get them around other people and see how other people handle them. See how other people talk to them and see how they talk to them, right? You can learn a lot just stepping back. You know what? I'm going to see what he'll do in that situation. Observing how other people handle toxic people will take you a long way, right? Just spark up a conversation and don't just step back. Don't say nothing. Just you got to be smart. You can't let toxic people outsmart you. You can't let toxic people just drive you to go crazy. You got to outthink toxic people if you're going to be balanced, right? If you're going to be effective, you have to outthink toxic people, right? That's the only way. And this one that a lot of us don't like do. You got to show kindness. Let's be honest. You have to show kindness to toxic people. I don't care how much you hate them, how much they get on your nerves. You have to show kindness to toxic people. You got to show them like, listen, I'm not going to stoop to your level. I'm not going to do what you're doing. I'm going to be nice regardless, right? I'm not going to let you trick me out my position. A lot of times, I'm going to share some toxic people. They do that because they seeking attention, right? They doing certain stuff because they really need attention. And sometimes, you have to just listen to them. Listen to what they have to say. Just, show kindness. If you know they toxic, don't just automatically cut them off or just automatically keep ignoring them. Try to figure out what's going on, because most of the time they seeking for some kind of attention. They seeking they want something, but they don't know how to express themselves. They don't know how to tell you what they really dealing with. So what you do is you show kindness, listen to them, right? If they in that, they want you to do it, but show kindness, give them some friendly acts of kindness. Be nice to them. You know what the Bible said? Love and kindness have I drawn them, right? That'll work. Love and just be love, be kind. you just don't know what you'll do to toxic people, right? They'll get humble. They'll want to change, and they'll stop doing what they're doing. But be kind to them, right? Don't impose on them, but just be there to emphasize, right? It might work. I'm telling you, it might work. So listen to what they gotta say. Talk to them. Have a conversation because they don't know. Evidently, they don't know better. Everybody. Evidently, they don't know better. But you talk to them. Have that conversation. Help them. Beneath all that they're dealing with, they, most of the time they really be crying for help. They be crying for help. Like they need help. They want help. So you have to, be that person to give them help. You have to be that person to let them know, listen, I ain't here to judge you. Listen, but I don't want you to make my life a living hell. I don't want you to, just keep giving me the blues, right? So, be there, try to help them out because everybody, they just because they toxic now don't mean they're gonna stay toxic forever. But what I'm saying is, learn how to help toxic people. You just can't completely cut them off. You can't just completely throw them away, right? Because we're talking about how to minimize it. We ain't talking about just completely cutting them off because let's be honest, you're gonna have the rest of your life, you're gonna have to deal with toxic people. But if you don't wise up and be smart and learn how to deal with them, you'll always be unbalanced. You'll always be in that place where you're frustrated. You'll always be in that place where you confused and you're mad because you're letting toxic people get you out your character. You're letting toxic people cause you to be somebody that you're not. Show love. Show love, right? That's one of the greatest powers of God. Everybody think, prayer and prophesying. No. You show love. I'm telling you, love is more powerful than anything. Listen to what I'm telling you. Love is more powerful than anything. I don't care what nobody tell you. If you learn how to love toxic people, it's power in love, man. If you want to model what Christ did, one of the greatest things he did was love. He loved, right? He loved. And let's be honest, we have to love. We in a season now where a lot of people are confused, right? So it's gonna seem like they toxic. It's gonna seem like they aggravating. It's gonna seem like they don't want to change. It's gonna seem like they don't want to do right. But the truth is, they don't know. Right? We're in a season, man, that I think it's times I've been living, it's the worst I have ever seen it. Because you're dealing with so many confused people, especially younger people, right? But in order for us to change the narrative, we're going to have to be balanced. And being balanced, you're going to have to learn how to deal with toxic people. There's ways to deal with it. I know a lot of people putting on Facebook and social media, I don't want toxic people around me. I don't need that kind of energy around me. But to be honest, some of those people crying out for help. To be honest, they don't know. They confused. They hurting. Deep. They're not going to tell you. They miserable. They miserable. They don't know how to come out what they dealing with. So you can't throw them away. You can't just turn your back on them. You just can't walk away because that's not the godly thing to do. But if you learn how to deal with them, life will be better. The problem we have so many, the bad relationship, divorces, and people can't get along is because the people that's supposed to be balanced, the people that's supposed to be doing right, they don't know how to deal with toxic people. You can't say you fully mature. You can't say that you a leader. You can't say that if you don't know how to deal with toxic people. It's ways of dealing with toxic people and still be full. You just can't cut everybody off, right? Learn toxic people. And once you learn people, they won't be so easy to make you mad. It won't be so easy to, get you frustrated. Now you got headaches, you got migraines, you stressed out. You stand up all night because you never did figure them out. You didn't learn. They not quit waiting on them to change. Quit waiting on, no, you change how you deal with them. And I guarantee you, they'll change, right? But if you give off the energy they giving off, they ain't gonna change. But you gotta be smarter than them. You gotta be more effective than them. How in the world you gonna let toxic people be more effective than you? We say we saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, but yeah, we can't stand being around negative people. We can't stand up being around toxic people, right? But you have to learn how to deal with those people. Let's be honest, man, this season is tough. After the pandemic, everybody trying to figure it out. Nothing is the same no more. So you got a bunch of people, for one, the pandemic caught them off guard. They wasn't prepared. They didn't have money saved. They didn't have insurance. They didn't expect their job to go like that. They didn't. Nobody expected this to happen. Nobody expected the churches to empty out like this. Nobody expected divorce to be at an all-time high like never before. Nobody expected that 1 million people would die from COVID-19. Nobody expected. And the thing about that is that most of the people that died, they was dealing with some kind of issue, some kind of toxin. I didn't get to. I get to it next week about health. That's toxic too. Go look at it. Most of the people that died from COVID-19, they was dealing with something. They was overweight. They didn't take care of themselves, right? And those are majority of the people that died, right? But we have to learn how to deal with all kind of toxins, whether it's people, whether it's what we eat. That's a whole nother sermon about eating toxic food, right? Making sure you stay healthy. Right? Let's be honest. If people knew that if I'm in shape and I'm healthy, COVID-19 would have saved my life, people would have did it. But now you see everybody working out. Everybody want to get in shape. Everybody doing it. So what I'm saying is, let's wise up and be smart and be ready for what's coming next. It's not the end. I think COVID-19 was just a little preview for the stuff that we getting ready to go to. But if you want to be balanced, if you want to beat the odds, you got to learn to deal with stuff that people don't want to deal with it. And I'm going to be honest, I know sometimes it's hard dealing with toxic people. Let's be honest, right? Sometimes you don't have the patience for it. Let's be honest, certain people just get on your nerves. But you have to learn how to deal with them. If you know, like, you're going to be in my life forever. But if you're in a situation where, you know what, we ain't got to be together. I don't have to be. You need to cut that off. See, a lot of times we'll hold on to stuff. We'll hold on to people instead of trying to cut it off. You'll hold on to it. And the whole time God telling you to cut it off, let them go. Everything is not meant to stay in your life. And some stuff are. Some people are meant to stay in your life. But if people have patterns of showing you that they no good, they done showed you and that they don't take care of their kids. They done showed you that she don't cook, she don't clean. If they done showed you time after time that they don't care about their opinion. If people have showed you patterns completely time after time, at some point you got to cut them off. You can learn so much about people if you just watch their patterns. Here's this: a person that want to change, a person that want to make you happy, a person that want to make you smile, they're not going to continue to walk in those patterns that you don't like. You're going to see some kind of, they might not change overnight, but you're going to see some kind of sign to say, you know what? I think I'm going to hold on a little bit longer. You know what? I'm not going to quit just yet. But yeah, you got some people, they show you that they ain't going to change. They done showed you for 3-4 years. They done showed you since day one that they not going to change. They're just who they are. You got to learn to cut those people off. But if you could deal with them, deal with them. I'm going to be honest. I used to be terrible for Kelly. Toxic. I tell her all the time, any other woman probably would have left, right? But deep down in my heart, I wanted to do right. I didn't want to live like that forever. I was just caught up in some bad stuff. I just made some bad decisions, right? I just made some wrong choices, and I went down some dark roads that it took me a while to shake back. I'm just now in the point of my life, man. I'm 35 years old when I'm kind of starting to see the light. I struggled for years because of the choices I made, right? But I thank God for, putting her in my life to allow, to keep sticking, to stay with it, stick with it. And we learn from each other, right? A lot of stuff that when I first met Kelly, I didn't do. But now stuff that she used to preach about, I enjoy doing it. She used to always talking about being family. And I used to run the streets by myself. But now you can't pay me to go nowhere without them. You get me? So you can't pay me nothing to go nowhere without them, right? But she kept preaching it. She kept staying consistent. She kept doing it. So I'm saying though, if you got somebody in your life that'll show you, like, you know what? I see you want to change. I see you want to get better. I wasn't just totally against everything. I wanted to change. It was some place in my, I didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to, live my life every time I get on the road. I'm scared when police get behind me because I got warrants. I'm wanted. I ain't got no driver license. I didn't want to live my life like that, man. I didn't want to live my life borrowing money from people. I didn't want to live my life just, standing other people. I didn't want that. But the choices and the stuff that I was making was, allowing me to be that. So, I wised up and said, this ain't what I want, man. And what I'm saying is, once you find that way to getting balanced, life is sweet. You can't, I done had both sides of the world. You can't pay me to go back. God's my, you can't pay me to go to a club. You can't pay me because there's so much joy on this side when you get on that road of finding balance. I ain't where I need to be at, but I'm striving daily. I'm striving daily, man. And the thing, I want the people around me to strive. I want the people around me to find balance. And that's what it's going to take. The people around you, right? Learning people that's toxic. Some people change. And holding people accountable that's around you. A season of my life, I didn't say nothing to people, but now I'm going to hold you accountable. That, if I know it's something that you're doing that's going to mess your image up or destroy what you're doing, I'm going to say something. But the damage already done, ain't nothing we can do. You'll have to take that up with God. But if I can stop something from happening, I'm going to do it. It just is what it is, right? I'm just going to, that's what it's about. Making sure people straight, holding people accountable so we can stay balanced. Don't let your brother and sister slip into temptation, right? The people I hang around, I don't condone in certain stuff. I at work, I work around Fred, James and stuff like that. And they know one thing about, we don't condone it in certain stuff, right? You ain't talking about being no other woman. I won't even allow that to happen. Now we might say that, you know, somebody look good or something like that, but for as having a conversation and I'm knowing this conversation, it ain't gonna end good if we know. I wouldn't dare do that, right? Because I know the joy in family. I know the joy, you know, of families. I understand that. So I'm not gonna condone, and I don't condone in that. You know, that's how you hold people accountable. Just holding people accountable and telling them stuff all the time. That don't. It's other ways to hold people accountable. Holding people accountable is saying don't have certain conversation. Holding people accountable is don't agree with stuff they say. You know, you ain't gotta just tell them, look, you need to stop doing it, or no, we ain't gonna talk about that. Like you go back saying, if you ignore it, don't talk about it, they gonna know, oh, he don't stand for that. So what I'm saying is that's the season where we're going, man. If you want to see change, if we're gonna do it right, we gotta learn to hold people accountable and learn how to deal with the toxic people in our life. It's sweet, man. It's sweet on this side, right? It's sweet, man. And we got to change the narratives, right? So, and the only way we're going to change the narrative if we find balance. Let's be honest, man. And I'm tired of people talking about divorce, right? Everybody going through. Everybody got something on their plate that's getting ready to, they one step from clicking. It seems like everybody that you talk to, they got something that they're dealing with, man. So the people that could help, let's try to make it right. You know, they got this conversation now that everybody talking about why young people don't go to church. Why they done gave up on God. Because people got to change. Let's be honest. Don't none of us know really how to take the church in the next direction. But let's be honest, it got some stuff that people shouldn't be doing. And by them doing that, you are hindering the church. And when I speak as church, I'm getting ready to go. I speak as a whole, as one body, one nation under God. So now you got people looking at people that's not doing ministry the way it's supposed to go. And they say, I don't want to be a part of that. But people like us, we don't say nothing. We go along with it. We let them do it. Or I ain't getting in their business. That's them. But it's hurting the church, right? Because we all shoot for one goal, and that's to lead people to Christ. So if they say, look, I don't want to do church like that. So what I'm saying is, we got to start holding the people accountable and do what's right. And learn together. Is power in teamwork. It's power when you come together. It ain't about hating. It ain't about who can outdo. But at some point, somebody got to say, listen, I missed it. Why it's so hard for people to say, I missed it. But instead of you saying, I don't have it no more, my season, I miss, what you do, you keep going on and you hindering the body of Christ. Now you got a generation don't even want to come to God. They don't even, only reason why I'm being, because we in church, because we were brought up in it. We was raised in the church, but now things have changed. So now you got to think of creative ways to get young people in the church. I'm not saying kick God out the picture, but being deep and talking about, you know, stuff like this, like at Fred made a comment the other day, the voice at an all-time high. The tabernacle of Moses not gonna help me with my marriage. I'm just being honest. So what I'm saying is, if we're gonna bridge the gap, right, we're going to figure this thing out together so we can get the young people back in church. Let's be honest. You can't get mad, because why would you want somebody to come to a place and it's not, they're going to leave the same. It's not helping them, because people are hurting. They going through. They don't have no outlet. They don't have no answers. They don't know where to start. And the church is supposed to be the place where people start. But if the church not in position, how can we change? But first, people got to get out of these stubborn ways thinking they hearing from God. Everything not God. You know? God ain't meant for nobody to struggle. You can't tell me that. Don't tell me that God is telling you to struggle. God ain't telling you. You've been doing it for a while, and no fruit have grown off what you've been doing. Nobody got saved. Evidently, you should step and say, I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I missed God. I ain't hear it right. But you'll have people keep doing it. Now instead of pushing people away from church. Instead of pushing people. And I'm not saying that we got a perfect church. We don't have a perfect church, right? But we're learning every day to do what we can do to try to win souls to Christ. But it's always going to be a tug of war if you got to deal with people that's not doing it right it's supposed to be. Because people going to say, well, they lying or something ain't right. Everybody got to get on one accord. Everybody got to come together and preach the gospel. You know, if we come together, we can figure it out. But we can't do it how we've been doing it. Right? You know, how you going to, young people, they don't even know the Bible. You don't know the Bible. You know, they don't know the Bible. So preaching them all kind of, I don't even know that word I learned in school. I wish I knew it. But telling them all that, you'll just lose them. That's why they don't want to come to church, because, you know, so many preachers, they so educated, but they don't know how to dumb it down. I ain't saying put God out of the picture, but they don't know how to dumb it down to get people on their level. But we're building a foundation. We're putting stuff together. I believe it's going to work. I'm going to believe it's going to work, you know, so learn how to deal with toxic people. Learn how to deal with toxic people. I know I kind of got off subject for a minute, but I just, you know, that's been on my mind because people have been bringing it. Evidently, if the young people are asking, they want to come. They want to come. They want to come. But the problem is the way some people preach God, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. So what you do? You try to figure out creative ways for them to understand, or you just keep staying stuck in your ways and just say, this God telling me to do this, and saying stuff that nobody know what you're talking about. Taking all scriptures out of context. So what we gonna do, right? Because don't tell me people don't want to come to church, because they want to come. But it's the people that's in position of these churches just stopping people from coming because they don't want to change. You can't stop what the world is going. I don't care how much you pray, how much you cry out to God. You cannot stop where the world is going, right? You cannot. You know, let's not miss it. Because I believe that this is going to be the last wave before something great happens. I believe it's that God ain't allowing all this stuff to happen for no reason. But I'm telling you, once the people that do catch on to it, gonna change the world forever. They're gonna change the world forever, man. They're gonna change it forever. So what I'm saying is, first you got to get you right. You got to make sure your soul's straight. You can't be no hindrance to other people. You know, back then, before they came up with social media and all, it was easy for you to live those double lifestyle, but you can't now. You can't, you know. I was telling somebody the other day, it ain't about you no more. Once you say that I'm going to be a leader, I'm going to be called, and I'm going to lead people, you know, I'm going to get up, I'm going to preach, and I'm going to sing, I'm going to do all this. It ain't about you no more, right? Everything you will do is affecting who you connected to. So if you fall, we all fall. Go look at it. What's destroying most churches today is scandals. Because a lot of stuff being unfolded. A lot of stuff being, you know, that was swept under the rug that's coming out. So what I'm saying is, and it's tearing people, churches apart. Why? Because for years, people lived a life that wasn't balanced. They come, preach, hoop, holler, and go home living in sin. They'll leave a church and go lay up with another woman, or they go lay up with another man. They'll leave a church and go get drunk as a... Now, this is the season where God said, I can't allow it to go on no more. For a season, it was cool. I mean, it wasn't cool, but for a season, people got away with it. But now this is the season. You cannot do it. I'm telling you, you cannot do it, man. And so that's why it's so important to hold your brothers and sisters accountable that's around you. It ain't about blasting them or putting it. No, it's about, because if you mess up, I'm going to feel it. I'm going to feel it. You going to hurt me too, because we in this thing together. You know, Alfred, tell them at work, listen, don't lie. If something happened, tell me the truth, because we in this together. It ain't just you. So don't be selfish and think it's just about you when you connected to an organization or you connected to something, because everybody gonna feel the decisions you make, right? So what I'm saying is, you got to get to the point where you live in a well-balanced life. You have to live a well-balanced life, man. And I'm getting ready to go, man. I just wanted to drive on that, right? This the season where we gotta find balance. Because like we said, if you're not balanced, you can't be effective. You can't be effective, man. We can't. I'm telling you, you cannot live the life that you live. I'm just being honest, man. And if you're going to live that life, I don't believe God going to allow that ignorance to go on no more, because they got a lot of people that's hurting. They got a lot of people that need deliverance. They got a lot of people that need to see the manifestation of God, but they can't, because they come in the church and they being blinded. They being roadblocked by a bunch of people that's not balanced. For over decades, you done have preachers and singers that come and they weren't fully balanced, and they hinder people from coming to Christ. Now, man, you gotta live a life that's pleasing to Christ. I'm not saying you're gonna be perfect. I don't want nobody saying, oh, he preaching. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, you can't live in sin and say you working for God. That's over. Them days are over with. I'm telling you, they over with. I ain't never seen in my life where a preacher being exposed of scandals, because everybody going with their move now. You can't trust nobody. Every single week it's a preacher getting exposed, either having a baby, sending naked video. I saw a preacher had to go confess to his church for something he did 20 years ago. God is getting ready to take the church to a place, man, I'm telling you. And you gonna see a manifestation. The church ain't dead. Let's just be clear. The church is far from dead, but what God is doing, he cleaning stuff up. And I'm cool with it, because I'm in the season of my life, man. I just want to do right. I think we singing that Sunday. I just want to be right. Right? I just want to be right, man. You know, it just is what it is. It's so much peace of doing the right thing. Am I perfect? No. But I love God. I love my family, man. And it bothers me, you know, hanging around people that preach one thing and don't do it. I understand that, you know, people gonna fall short, but I can't understand people living in sin. You don't do that to me, because, you know, God came up with ways for you. You don't have to do that no more. Are you gonna be perfect? No, but you ain't got to go out there and cheat on your husband. You ain't got to go out there and cheat on your wife. Y'all can just have a conversation, man, and figure it out. You ain't got to go out there and do that. You ain't got to go to no strip club. You ain't got to do porn. You don't have to do that, right? You don't have to do that. But you got people, but just because they not balanced, they not happy at home, they'll do that. And it's destroy the church, and destroy people's lives, because people refuse to allow themselves to become balanced so you can be effective. I love y'all. Minimize the toxin. All right? Just quit thinking that you just going to eliminate people. Just try to minimize. You got to outsmart them. All right? You just got to figure them out. Figure them out. It's ways to figure out toxic people, I'm telling you. But you got to be willing. You got to have the patience to do it. I'm telling you. Have somebody at work give me a hard time, and I watch how Alfred handle him. I watch how he deal with him. So I say, oh, I'm gonna do the same thing. You know, I watch how he, handle certain situations. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Make my job a whole lot easier because it worked. But if I'm going against the grain, trying to force it my way for people to change, all it do is make me mad. So sometimes in your life, you just got to figure out people. You figure them out. So you got to change some stuff about you, what you willing to do, how low, what you willing to go so you can figure them out. Let them stay around. It's good they stay around because they need to change. So minimize the toxic, man, and let's grow together, man. I'm excited about this journey. I believe that this next wave in God, it's gonna change the world. Come on, man. Everybody know God gonna have the last say so. Don't tell me church dead, man. Don't tell me the church over with. Don't tell me that. Everybody know that God gonna have the last say so. We know that. A sinner know that. Everybody know that he gonna have the last say so. When it's all said and done, he gonna have the last say so. So what it is, he preparing us. Trial and error, trying to figure out, but the same thing is stay consistent. That's what we, preaching on. That's what we driving on. Staying consistent, keeping the people around you motivated. Do what you got to do. Because God gonna have the last say so, man. And we all shooting for that one thing for him to say, well done. That's it. Well done, my good and faithful servant. That's what we shooting for. That's exactly what everybody's shooting for, man. We shooting for that and to get people to Christ. That's our goal. I can't understand why you got some people that got so much pride and they know they destroying the body of Christ because of their pride. But I thought we all in this thing to get people to God. So why we can't come together? Why you say you gotta be in charge? Why you got to call the shots? It ain't about calling the shots no more. It ain't about, no, it's about coming together. Because eventually God gonna put who he got on top anyway. You can't stop what's in God's plans. I don't care how hard you try, what you do. You cannot stop what God gonna do. You probably could try to slow it down. But if God said this was I want to happen, that's what's gonna happen. And a lot of people for years, they have wasted their career trying to be number one when they could have been a blessed number two. I'm gone. Come on, Kelly, put the ways to give on the stream. You want to be number one so bad. And they don't understand. This ain't no diss to no preachers or no pastor, no churches. But what I'm saying is churches have turned people away from God. I mean, people do they sin for they ways too. But churches have made people don't want to go back to God, the way they preach God, the way how they live, the way, how they dress, how they always in poverty, how they always broke. That ain't God. Don't tell me that's God, man. Don't tell me God wants you to be blessed. He wants you to be prosper. He wants you to be happy, full of joy. God don't want you. Don't tell me that. No, don't do that. We talk about this big God and how much he love you, how much he own everything. So you can't tell me he wants you to struggle. I don't hear that. You got people say I'm just listening to God, but you struggling. You struggling. The seed you done sown that seed 5 years and not one fruit no grew from it. Because you won't admit that you missed what God said. Let's be honest. Let's just tell it how it is. Because I'm sick of people, sugarcoating about why people don't want to come to church. Let's deal with the people that have ruined churches for years. Let's start there first. The ones that say God called you, knowing he didn't call you to come preach. No, but you done got a prophecy, you done a testify. Now you done said God called you to preach. You hindering the church. People that's doing wrong, living any kind of double lifestyle, that's what's hindering the church. Let's be honest. We could talk about the young people, they weren't raised in church, they mama, that all that too. But you talk about the stuff that been in place. If they would have stopped a long time ago, it would have brought a lot of change to the land. But a lot of people didn't want to do it because they got too much pride. They got too much pride. They don't want to come together. They don't want it. Too much pride. Too much pride. Don't want to fix what's dealing behind the walls. You fix you first. God ain't gonna bless that. That's what's been hindering the church. Let's be honest. Because you got too much pride. You too arrogant. You ain't with fix. You fix you first. Just say you miss God. You miss God. All you did was waste people's time. All you did was took people money. And nobody saved. Nobody transformed. So now you got all this going around. It's all over the land now. People stealing. People got the wrong motives. That's what's hindering the church. So somebody got to start and say, you know what? We going to do it right. We not going to be perfect, but we going to do it right. And that's going to come with living balanced and holding people accountable. My time up, man. I got to go. So next time you hear, somebody made a post, I come in today about church. People want to come to church. Let's just don't quit saying people don't want to come to church. It's people that's in position to they don't want to come. I don't want to live like that. Why in the world would I want to come listen to you and live like that? God ain't intended that for nobody. Don't you tell me that. No, man, God don't want nobody to be miserable. No, God want his people to prosper. Some people go some of these churches around here and they leave more miserable and more depressed than they came. You got up there talking nothing you supposed to be talking about, lost them because you're too deep and they really need a word. We got to change us first. Let's find balance so we can change this name, man. And I'm excited. I'm still excited. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what other people doing, but I'm gonna say it how it is, right? That's what hinder the church. You won't help people trying to help you grow. You won't do it. People trying to give you a better position. You won't do it. Your motive's wrong. You don't want to humble you. No, your motive's wrong. You gotta have it. You want to be like the person that they put in 20, 30 years. They've been grinding, but you want yours overnight. So what you do is you just forget about what we working on. I want mine now. I want mine now. That's what it is. Everybody looking at all the other preachers. These preachers have ruined some of these people. They ruined them. Because instead of them being driven to go after God and go after to get people, they was driven by their success. They was driven by the stuff that they got, the cars and the businesses that in the large church. They was driven by, they weren't driven about saving souls. So now we got to go clean up something for 20 years. Now we got to go clean it up. Now you got to get some strong churches to show people that ain't God. And we gonna show you how it's supposed to go. That's what God getting ready to do. He getting ready to raise up some people. He getting ready with some churches and show them like this how it's supposed to be. I know that's how they done it in the past, but this is how it's supposed to be. You're gonna see souls being saved like never before. Like I told you, God gonna have the last say so. I don't care where the world go. At the end of the day, God gonna have the last say so, and he want everybody. He don't want nobody to perish. So why would he let the church fail? No, we just gotta figure it out. We just gotta do right. We just gotta live by what he say. God don't want nobody to perish. That ain't his will for nobody to perish. It's not his will for nobody to die and go to hell. That ain't what he wants. So why in the world he'll come in the world and knowing the churches is worse than it ever been? No, a move gotta happen. Don't tell me it ain't gonna happen. A move gonna happen. And I believe it's gonna be the greatest move that we ever seen in our lifetime. It gotta happen. Ain't no way in the world gotta go out like that. Man, come on. Yeah, come on, man. Church ain't dead. Church getting ready to take off. But God said, I gotta get some stuff in order. I can't let it go back the way it was. Oh, Killer told me I've been gone. But listen, I need you if you got an offering, tithes, you know what God asks you to do? Bring your 10%, right? Bring your 10%. If God bless you to go to work, if I said anything, I want you to give a seed. I want you to give a seed. I want you to sow a $8 seed. I want everybody that's on here to sow an $8 seed. Besides your tithes and offering. So an $8 seed. So an $8 seed. I don't know why number 8 just popped up in my head, but so an $8 seed, man. And start trusting God. Some of you been shaky with trusting God. Just sow a small $8 seed. If I ain't say nothing that said, you know what, he talking to me, I don't want you to sow. But if I said something, I want you to sow an $8 seed. I want you to sow it right now. The ways to give is on the screen, right? Text to give a fly, my SB Nation, and Cash App. Sow that seed. Kelly, I'm gonna sow a seed, right? And don't forget to bring your tithe. If God allowed you to go to work, he telling you to bring your tithes. Quit talking about this in the Old Testament. No, you want some stuff. You want stuff turn around your life. Start paying your tithes. Start giving. I'm telling you, can't nobody pay me to go back the way I was. I thank God for learning and what he took me through, and he spared my life through, but you cannot pay me to go back. The Lord is my witness. I'm so much at peace right now. I'm so happy. I used to be miserable, dark, dying inside. But the thing is, I'm figuring life out. And I'm gonna be honest, man, life's sweet. I'm just being honest, man. And I don't have much. But life's sweet, dog. I'm telling you, life is sweet, man. Yeah, you right, nowhere new beginnings. I'm telling you, life is so much sweet when you just let God be your director. I love you. Thank God for our leaders for allowing me to go forth again. I'll be back next week. Week 4. We're talking about finding balance. Remember, Father's Day coming up this Sunday. Grab your father, right? If your father's still alive, invite him to church this Sunday at 10 a.m. Something great is going to happen. So bring your father, man. Be grateful about your father. Be grateful about your family, right? Be happy about your family. Love your family. I know some of them toxic. I know I got to go, Kelly. Give me 2 more minutes. I'm about to go. Kelly telling me to get off. But listen, I know they toxic. But listen, learn how to deal with your family, man. Bring your family together. Come on, let's get our family back. Pastor Shaw, we got to get our family back first. Right? If we're going to go out here and take change and take charge, and let's get out. I'm going to be honest, man. I love my family. I love my family. My side, my mama, my side ain't killers. I love my family. I don't have no hate in my heart for nobody. I can't preach to nobody and have hate in my heart. I won't allow it. I never have no hate in my heart. I'm not having no problem. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it, man. No, indeed, no, I can't, because we don't know when that person gonna leave or you might leave. You don't know. So you make it right. Make sure, you don't have no problems, no bad blood with people, right? Don't do that. It ain't good, man. It ain't healthy. Find balance. You find balance, man, and life's sweet. I'm telling you, life's sweet, man. It's so amazing, man. God is good. He love you. I'm getting ready to pray and I'm gone. I don't care what you done yesterday. I don't care what you done today. If I be not a man of God, there's nothing you can do to stop God from loving you. That's what I'm telling you. I don't care. I don't care what you done. Don't tell me God don't love you. You can't tell me that. God loves you. He loves you, man. So that's why I'm telling you, the most powerful thing about God is love. Don't tell me something more powerful than love. Love is the most powerful thing about God, right? Because that's what he is. He's love. He love. If you need prayer, special prayer, I want you to text Pray SB to 55498. Text prayer SB to 55498. Somebody gonna reach out to you, right? Let's have those conversations. Stop going to bed alone with those problems. Quit having so much pride to talk about what you're dealing with, because somebody can help you. If I don't know the answers, I'm gonna point you in the right directions, right? You know, stop. Be afraid to open your mouth for what you're dealing with. You know, you want to get off drugs. I mean, I can help you get off every kind of drug, but you know, you want to stop taking pills? Come holler at me. Come holler at me. You're a woman and you at the verge of giving up on your husband. Go talk to Kelly. She ain't gonna tell your business. I'm just gonna speak for me. You know, I could call her a lot of other names you go talk to her, but I'm just giving you an example. She ain't gonna tell your business, but she can tell you how to hold on. She can tell you what to do in certain situations. She can tell you, you know. So go, you know, have those conversations, man. Stay getting connected. Shout out to our leaders, Apostle Showers and Leg Lady. They love you. We love you. SB Nation, we love you. I'm getting ready to pray. Dear Heavenly Father God, I thank you for being great. I thank you for tonight, for allowing me to go forth and talk to your people about finding balance. God, we don't know what you're trying to do in this season, but we know that you want souls to be saved. We know that's your number one goal, God, and you want everyone to come to you. You don't want nobody to perish. So God, I pray that, God, that you keep giving us instructions, keep giving us directions, keep showing us the way, pointing us to where we need to go so we can take this church to the next place, so we can bring your people back to you. We don't want them to keep dying and going to hell. God, give us solution. Give us some kind of sign, God, so we can turn this thing around as soon as possible. People dying, shootings, suicides, black on black crime, white on white, all kind of stuff. God, give us some kind of solution so we can try to slow this thing down so people can start living again, so they can start believing again. God, so many people that gave up hope. So many people said they're not going back to church. They said they tired of dealing with church because they're not real, they're not authentic, they fake, they phony. God, help us to change the narrative of how people see church. So do what you need to do, God. God, I give you permission to do whatever you need to do in my life. Move how you want to move. I thank you for being great. God, I ask, God, that everyone that's under the sound of my voice, that you'll forgive them for any sin that they committed. Anything that they done, God, that's contrary to your word, or anything they did that they didn't know they did. Forgive them in the name of Jesus. Save the ones that need to be saved. Heal the ones that need to be healed, God. Wrap your arms around the ones that need you to wrap your arms around them. Fix relationship, marriages. I speak in this moment. If that couple that's sitting down, that's talking about separating or talking about divorce, we cancel that assignment. I cancel that assignment of that mom or that daddy talking about giving up on their child. We cancel that assignment. We cancel the assignment. Anybody that's on the verge of sitting at the edge of their bed saying they're going to give up and they're going to take their life, we cancel that assignment in the name of Jesus. We command it to go back to the pits of hell where it belongs. Your people shall live and not die. I lift up the leaders. God, you keep continuing to strengthen them. Keep continuing to give them what they need to take the church to where it need to go. Give them the resources. Give them the connections, God, so we can change lives, so we can be effective, so we can reach out and change a nation. We love you. We magnify you. And God, we excited for what's getting ready to happen. And we'll be careful to give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise. Listen, don't forget to put that $8 seed in the ground. And listen, God loves you. I don't care what you did. I don't care what they said. You can never, listen what I'm telling you, and I'm gone. You can never stop God from loving you. So on this week, we're going to minimize the toxin. Learn how to deal with toxic people in your life. I love you. Be back next week, week 4. Finding balance. Y'all be blessed.